Welcome to HLR round 4 of season 6. My name is Dave. I'm going to be your commentator for today. Thanks for joining us. Good to see all of you in the chat. It's going to be a good race. We are racing around the Autodromo Internazionale Enzo e Dino Ferrari. Like that? Thank you. My Italian accent isn't amazing, but there we go. I can do it, so it's all good. We are racing around this very famous track, first held the Grand Prix in 1953. It's one of only 2 or 3 tracks to have had 3 separate titles in Formula One. San Marino Grand Prix, the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix, and the Italian Grand Prix. So there you go. 19 turns around this historic track. Lap record is Lewis Hamilton in the Mercedes a couple of years ago. And that's a bit of information about the track. We're going to take you on a bit of a hot lap around the track so you can view it for yourself. And we are heading up the main straight, Variante Bassa. And we're coming now to turns 2, 3 and 4, Tamburello. And you want to make sure that you don't take too much curb there because those yellow sausage curbs out the exit of 4. Now coming into the Villeneuve chicane, 5 and 6. Easy to go wide there and invalidate your lap. Now into turn 7, Tussle, potential overtaking spot on this track. And now we're heading up the hill through turn 8. Into turn 9 of Piratella. Turn 9 of Piratella, there we go. Easy to invalidate on the exit there through turn 10 and now down into Acqua Minerale. That's a fun one to say. Careful you don't lose the back end of the car as you're going through there. And now up the hill to Variante Alta, the chicane. Big yellow sausage curbs there. Very easy to spin it, just like Charles Leclerc did it this year. And then down the hill now, back down into Ravazza 1 and 2. And that will be a lap as you exit there, past the pits and onto the pit straight. Here's our drivers' standings at the moment. At the moment, Beastie is in the lead, 62 points. Josh Gilly close behind, only 19 points behind on 43. And then we've got a bit of a stalemate. There's a very, very close gaggle of cars. ABE, Atomic and Nomad on 15, Little Chaz on 14, Gushek, Staffy and F1 Nico on 12, Harjay on 9 and FTR Dax on 8. That's your top 10 in the drivers' standings so far, and the constructors' standings as they are at the moment. Alfa Romeo, 74 points at the moment, 30 clear of Williams, who jumped Aston Martin in the last round. Aston Martin are third with 37. Fourth is Alpine with 23, only 2 points behind our Ferrari. McLaren on 18, Red Bull on 15, AlphaTauri on 14, and Haas and Mercedes are yet to score a point. And we can now join the action on track. So we will go there. We will bring the music down. And if you're watching on the stream, please do let me know if the audio levels are okay. I think I can boost the Xbox just a bit, but let me know if it's too loud and you're not hearing me properly. Be good to know. Okay, so Resgoat's coming to the pits. Let's jump on board with Beastie, who is our championship leader at the moment. We've got a bit of support for one of our drivers, Resgoat, who is in the Haas. Not so grumpy dwarf says, go Resgoat. So Resgoat has some followers and cheerers on in the chat. Good to see you. If you're watching and you're supporting a driver, want anyone to win, or just want to say hello, do let me know in the comments. Oh, someone's just gone into the wall at the back there. Who was that? That was Josh Gilly straight into the wall. Hasn't made terminal damage yet, but so that's good. There we are. So Elusive Ace has just gone fastest of all. Let's grab some telemetry. There we go. Right. So Beastie is in sector 3 now. Coming through Rivazza 17 and 18 onto the back straight. He has invalidated this lap though, and it's very, very easy to do. Let's see, is it Little Chaz coming on to finish a lap? He's also invalidated. F1 Nico crossing the line. He is starting a lap. Hayoshin Lucas. Hayoshin Lucas. I don't know if that's how you pronounce that, but here we go. Thank you for liking the stream, somebody. Got a like there, so thanks very much. Do like and comment. Be good to have a chat with you as we are watching this race. Only 3 Resgoat has been disqualified from the session for being parked in a dangerous location. So must have had a moment somewhere. And that's his qualifying done, but he will be back for the race, probably starting at the back. So Koshin Lucas in sector 2 now, heading up towards Variante Alta chicane. Let's jump on board with the Red Bull driver. I believe it's their first race this weekend. Thank you very much for liking the stream. Just seeing a few more there. So thank you very much. And coming through the last Rivazza, getting the power down. The RS will be available. There it is. Hugging the wall as close as he can. 115.5. That puts him in third at the moment. Elusive is currently at the top of the time sheet. 114.8. Very Beastie is on 15.0. We've just seen Kirshen Lucas go across the line with a 15.5. So 5 times so far. SSN, let's jump on board. Looks like they've gone purple in sector 1. So it looks like this could be a good lap. Let's jump on board. Apparently Resgod got kicked from the server. Should be able to just join back in. He'll let us know in Discord if he can. So through the tricky chicane, riding those sausage curbs. Looks like purple in sector 2 as well. So this looks to be a good lap from the McLaren driver. There we go. Easy for me to say. Oh, my drink bottle's just spat in my eye. There we go, and goes 5th across the line. 116.3. Who's on a lap? Fizz Bungle in the other Red Bull. Through Aqua Minerale. Very easy to have a moment on the exit of Aqua Minerale. It's very easy to lose your traction, lose traction, and spin out. So it looks like he's doing an all right job through the Ravazzas, and just a bit wide there, and he's just got off. Oh, is that terminal damage? It's not terminal damage, but that is how tricky this racetrack is. If you go out wide, take a curb wrong, hit a sausage curb bad, it'll send you into the barrier, and the barriers are not that far away from the cars on this track. A nice old track, and it is very, very punishing for any mistakes that are made. So keep a lookout for those as they come in the race, because I guarantee that there will be something that goes wrong on this track. Very tricky track indeed. We're just waiting someone to be on a lap. Looks like Josh Gilly's on a lap now. Let's jump on board with the Williams driver, currently second in the championship. through Acqua Minerale now. It's like just having to collect the steering on the exit of that corner, but look to be going fast. Takes a lot of the curb, a lot of the first curb, and not much of the second. That's the best way to do it. So I'm reliably informed by people who are much faster on this game than I am. Josh Gilly being one of them. Through the second Ravazza now and onto the main straight. What time can Josh Gilly do? And he goes fastest. It looks like a very good lap indeed. A 1:14.6, fastest of all in this session so far, with just over 8 minutes still to go in this session. Let's see what Nico can do. We saw him on his out lap making room for some people, and now he is on a quick one through Tosa, turn 7, and now up the hill towards Piratella. It's like a blind crest, and then you're just praying for the right place to flick your car in, and looks like he has backed out of this lap. We have a local yellow. Looks like Little Chaz, I think, or Elusive Ace is going one of the Avataris. So let's jump on board with somebody else. This is Jezzy in the Mercedes. Mercedes yet to get a point as a constructor in this season so far. So Jezzy will be looking to try and make an impression and get into the top 10 positions in the race, because those are the positions that give you points, just in case people didn't know. So through Acqua Minerale now up the hill. Lots of elevation change on this track, which you don't get on many of the modern tracks, which is good to see. Taking lots of both of those curbs through 14 and 15. We will see how that affects this lap time, going down into Ravazza now, number 1, and then number 2, Beastie goes fastest, 1:14.6, as well as Josh Gilly, so not much between those. Jezzy goes 6th fastest, 1:15.8. Let's find somebody. An Elusive Ace. Just jumping in there and saying, actually, no, I'm fast here as well. And staking his claim on the pole position slot with a 1:14.2. So Beastie and Gilly have some competition, it seems. Bizbungle there, nicely taken the curb on through the first Ravazza and up into 4th. So a decent lap there for Fizzbungle, 1:15.0. 3 cars still to set a lap time. Find Waldo, Harjay, and FTR Dax. Harjay's on an out lap, so let's jump on board with the Ferrari driver. Hasn't had the best season so far. We expected Ferrari in the launch video that we did, the season launch video, when we were picking teams for the drivers. We expected Harjay and Staffy in the Ferrari team to be racking up a lot of points, and the pace has been there from the Ferrari, from the pair. But some incidents on track and not being available to race has meant that points have been hard to come by so far for Harjay. But hopefully the Ferrari driver will be looking to put some points on the board in this race. So coming up the hill now. And then down again into Acqua Minerale. How's the... Oh, look at that. It's just a bit too much speed and trying to get the power on just a little bit too early. And that's what can happen with that low traction coming out of the out of turn 13, 12 and 13. So that will cost the Ferrari driver time. Let's jump on board through the last couple of corners and... or a bit of understeer. So we've had oversteer already and a bit of understeer, forcing him wide there. and the Ferrari driver bailing on that lap. Let's jump on board with FTR Dax. In the Alpine. Yet to set a time. Of course, we did see Dax have a bit of a close encounter with the wall out of the exit of Toza. So he's back on track. Wing has been replaced and is going to be looking to set a lap very, very soon. Let's come back to him. We'll jump on board with Find Waldo. And we have found him. He's here in the Alfa Romeo. On the medium tyres, for some reason, maybe looking to save those softs for later in the race. Of course, in this qualifying session, there was just over 2.5 minutes remaining. Whatever you set your fastest time on in this version of the game, you will start the race on. So maybe looking to do a different strategy is the Alfa Romeo driver. Coming across the line now, what kind of time can they do? 1:16.0 on the medium tyres. That's good enough for 8th at the moment. Now let's find Dax. Jump on board with the Alpine driver through Aqua Minerale now, looking to get a good exit of the corner. And looks like he has backed out of the lap for some reason and will go again. Vanus is looking to come, and is Vanus on a lap? He might be on a lap. So FTR Dax, if he's not past him already, then Dax will be looking to set up another lap, it seems, or come into the pits for some soft tyres. Don't think he's got enough time, so this is going to be the lap for Dax. So let's stick around and watch him go. Everyone is out on track now except for Little Chaz. So it looks like Little Chaz is going to be reserved to a 1:15.6. Oh, no, he's just come out of the pits now. I don't know if he's going to have enough time, though, to get around to get the checkered lap, checkered flag, to beat the checkered flag. Sorry. So we will have to have a look at that. So FTR Dax now. Waldo's retired. Coming down into Aqua Minerale. Looks to be carrying lots of speed through there. Going much quicker than what he was doing before. Up now up the hill to Variante Alta. Looks like he's got a little bit of traffic. Will that bother him? Let's jump on board and find out. No, it's a bit far ahead. But now, so as long as it keeps going, it should be alright. And you might even get a nice tow up the straight into Ravata. Josh Gilly goes fastest, 1:14.1. So a good lap from Josh Gilly. Where does FTR Dax go? He goes 8th fastest, a 1:15.9, and he can set another time if he desires because he's beaten the checkered flag. So SSG has taken the checkered flag. Let's find F1 Nico. He's next to set a lap. Currently at the bottom of the time setters so far. How can he do? Looks like he cannot improve. 13th at the best for F1 Nico, who's coming next. It will be Beastie is on a lap. Coming towards the end of the lap. Championship leader, what can he do? Can he beat Josh Gilly? No, he does not. He stays in 3rd. He does not improve his time. 1:14.6. Harjay looks like he's coming up to finish his lap. Let's jump on board with the Ferrari driver. Can he get himself off the bottom? He can. Into 8th at the moment. 1:15.7. Beast Bungle now is next to do his lap, and he's invalidated that one. And is it elusive? Yes, it was elusive, but he's lost it out of Rivatsa, and that's it for Elusive. No pole position for him. Baggins across the line. What can he do? No, he stays 11th. And now little Chaz was complaining that he hated Imola, has just popped up into 3rd place. FTR Dax, is he on a lap? No, he's come in. Is anyone else on a lap? Yes, it looks like Jezzy's coming to finish a lap now. And stays 7th. And that is it. So Josh Gilly, that 114.1, enough for pole position. What could have been for Elusive, though, as he spins out of the last corner and puts it in the wall and is not able to improve. But will be on the front row of the grid. And just behind, little Chaz, who out-qualifies Beastie, and he will be very happy about that. In 3rd, heading up the 2nd row. So that is your qualifying results. Seen a few incidents already. And I wonder... let's do a poll. Let's have some fun. How many safety cars will there be in the race? We've already seen a few. There we go. Here's a little poll up in the chat for those of you who are watching. Thanks for sticking along with us. We've seen a few incidents already in qualifying, so I'm interested to know how many safety cars do you think there will be in the race? We're looking for, the options are 1, 2, 3, or more than 3. So those are your 4 options for how many safety cars do you think there will be. And I am including VSCs in this, so virtual safety cars as well. We will be having a 5-minute break between qualifying and the race, so we can just hang around and chat for a bit. I'll bring up the standings. There we go. And a bit of music. Let's have a bit of music as well. So we've currently got a poll on the screen. I've had some votes so far. How many safety cars will there be in this race? We've already seen a few incidents in qualifying. So what do we think? 1, 2, 3, or more than 3? Let me know in the poll. Well, I hope you've had a good day today. I've been having a barbecue. We had a nice barbecue. And that's been really good, just to spend time with friends and family in the garden. Very hot where I am today. It was about 21 degrees Celsius, and not much of a breeze and not much of a shade either. We don't have much shade in our garden, so it was pretty hot. And then I was cooking on the barbecue as well, so I got very hot indeed. But it was lovely. Some burgers, sausages, some nice minted lamb kebabs, which were good, and had a good time. So that was my day. Would love to know what you guys have been up to. Charlie in the chat said he's been playing Football Manager, which is good. A little bit of Football Manager. I haven't played that for a while though. I should maybe try and play some. You have to like sit down and play it and really kind of focus on now, and I'm not really that kind of gamer much anymore. So yeah, that's me. That was my day. It's been a nice day so far. Love to know how your day's been going. So our poll has ended, and the voters have decided that they think there will be 2 safety cars in this race. So 2 safety cars is what you listening where and watching wherever you are. That's what we think in this race. And if there are 2 safety cars, that could dramatically change how the race looks. Josh Gilly, who is going to be on pole and leading them away, will want to get down to Tamburello chicane before everybody. Will want to try and fend off any attack, but it's going to be very difficult because that is a long run from the start finish straight down into the first chicane, and could be at a disadvantage with Elusive, who has looked pretty quick in qualifying, had that incident at the end, and didn't and wasn't able to set a faster lap time. So the AlphaTauri of Elusive will be hot on the back, I think, of Josh Gilly. It's all about whether or not the Williams driver on pole position can get a good getaway from the line. So we are waiting for the drivers to line up at the start finish straight. So then we will be underway in Imola. There's the Williams driver waiting for the lights to come on, waiting for the cars to finish up forming behind. It looks like we will be underway soon. 4 lights, 5 lights, and we are racing in Imola. Josh Gilly makes a good start, but it looks like Elusive is alongside, coming up into Tamburello chicane. Can he make a move around the outside? Josh Gilly parks his car on the inside, but he's gone side by side through that chicane. But Josh Gilly has made it out in front. VRA Beastie has made it up into third. And it looks like Vanus has left the session for some reason. Has there been an incident? We haven't seen that. Lots of changes of place down the field. Harjay up into 8th. That's good for the Ferrari driver. And it looks like Josh has made a decent start then. Little Chaz will be a little bit disappointed with that. Vanus is back in the lobby, which is good. Bizbungle goes wide, and look, I don't know if he's had contact with Kayashin Lucas, his teammate, because he has gone spinning in Aqua Minerale He's just getting back on the track now. Looks like there's another spinner of Baggins as well. It looks like Elusive Ace has made a move. Is he making a move on Josh Gilly? Looks to go down the outside, but Josh Gilly back up the inside and is now ahead. Oh, a bit of a wobble there for Elusive Ace. Let's jump on board with the AlphaTauri. Looks like he's getting challenged from Beastie behind. Are they going to go 3 wide to Tamburello? Surely not. No, they all follow Josh Gilly through, but Elusive is looking pretty racy. Looks like he's going up the inside. Can he make it stick? No, he doesn't. Josh Gilly stays ahead. Will he get into? Will he go into Tosa, making the dummy into the inside of Tosa? And they're still alongside. Fantastic racing. SSG has retired from the session, but these guys going wheel to wheel, and Josh Gilly making his car very, very wide and managing to keep the AlphaTauri driver at bay so far. But good racing now, and the top 4 are pretty close together now. Josh, Elusive, Beastie and Little Chaz, and Elusive goes wide there on the exit and has lost a little bit of time to Josh. Will he try and make a move down into Ravazza? No, he doesn't. He stays there, maybe trying to collect himself after going wide, trying to set up a good run on this straight. Elusive sitting the fastest lap of the race. DRS isn't in effect yet, so we'll not have that, so we'll just have to remain on the toe. It looks like Gilly has pulled out quite a bit of time now. He's over a second now ahead of Elusive. So it's just Elusive just pulled a bunch of time back. It looks like we had a car off in sector 1, but they're back on the track, and that is pretty frantic. Oh, what's happened here? There's a virtual safety car. There we go. So someone's had a crash or someone stopped it somewhere. Baggins is right at the back and going around. We've got a virtual safety car for these ones, and they will not want to go over a predetermined delta, a time that they have to keep to in a virtual safety car scenario. So you could see a couple of drivers maybe get drive-through penalties when we go green again. We've got a penalty there for Res Goat, but I don't think it was a drive-through. Was it? No, it was a... Well, that's Dax. He's got a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. So it looks like Beastie is closing up to the back of Elusive. Josh has made a bit of a breakaway. He's 9/10 up. I think Elusive will have DRS. Will he do? Yes, he will. So he will be closing in to the Williams driver, Tamburello, but not enough of a gap to overcome and take that first position. RJ up to 6th now. Was there a car in the wall? It's Jezzy. Jezzy looks like he's had an instant, a moment out of Tamburello chicane and has put it in the wall, but has managed to get going again. Looks like the wing is a little bit damaged. One of the end plates is missing, but Jezzy will be, it's all right to carry on for the moment. Let's jump on board with the battle for the lead. Res Goat in the Haas has been given a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. And Elusive looks like he's closed up the gap to Josh Gilly and is much closer now. So we'll be looking to make a move down the straight. And looks like all 3 of those drivers have fastest laps. So Beastie getting the final one there. Will he make a move to the inside? Does make a move to the inside. Josh Gilly carrying a lot of speed around the outside and has retaken that place. Very impressive management there from Gilly, and takes that extra speed on the outside and retakes the place from Elusive. And these 4 now are starting to stretch away from the rest of the field, carrying each other along with the GRS train created by following closely to Josh in the lead. Over 2 seconds then from Little Chaz to Harjay in the following group. And looks like there's a following group of about 5 cars. And Little Chaz there has been given 3 seconds. Going through Aqua Minerale. And Harjay up into 4th. So something's happened to Chaz. What's happened to Chaz? He's going really slowly and has lost a load of places down into 9th. What has happened to the AlphaTauri? Has he been pushing too hard? Has he got damage? We don't know. He doesn't go into the pit, so it doesn't seem to have any damage. Let's jump on board because Elusive now looking to try and make another move. And outside line again from Josh Gilly. He managed to keep the speed in, but it looks like he's messed up going through the end. And there's a safety car. Safety car is in. Looks like it's Jesse who's had another moment outside Tamburello, and that's caused a safety car. So we've had a virtual safety car and we've had a normal safety car, and we're only on lap 6. So 2 safety cars. Our poll predicted 2 safety cars. So hopefully we'll get through the rest of this race with no more safety cars, but we will have to see. But this will be good for Baggins, who is currently 37 seconds off the back of the pack, and it'll be good to for him to get caught up to the rest of the pack. Don't quite know what caused the Haas driver to fall back that far, but he certainly will be very thankful for this safety car. And we will just have to see what tyre strategies people will be going on. Is Elusive into the pits? Yes, I think everyone will pretty much come into the pits. Beastie does, so does Harjay and Fizzbungle. Fine Waldo does not. So we mentioned Fine Waldo before. In qualifying, we noticed that he was qualifying on the medium tyres, and that has meant he has inherited the lead of the race, and looks like most people are pitting. So F1 Nico has stayed out because he qualified, or he has the hard tyres on, I think. So he might have put the hard tyres on at the start of the race. So F1 Nico, that's worked out well for him. He is he moved up to 2nd. Elusive Ace now has the medium compound tyres. Let's have a look at what tyres people have got and what they've gone for. So it looks like most people have gone for the medium tyres. We currently have Res Goat on the soft tyres. So obviously going to be another stop there for Res Goat. And the only other person or the only other 2 people who are on anything other than the medium, F1 Nico, we've already seen, in 2nd with the hard tyres. He's been on those for 6 laps, so it looks like maybe since the start of the race, as we said. And Baggins. So this is shaking things up a little bit in the race. We've had 2 cars that started on alternate tyres to the softs. They've cycled all the way through to the front, and that's Fine Waldo and F1 Nico. And then Elusive managed to pass Josh Gilly just before the safety car came in. And there we go. And has kept 3rd place. And it looks like receiving intel of what caused Jesse to crash. We've also seen that FTR Dax is out of the race as well, which means we have 11 left. Looks like Jesse has had an incident with another driver, and has had a coming together with another driver on track, and that is what caused that DNF. So we haven't seen that one on the stream, but that's the reports that we're getting in Discord. So Jesse quite upset with that, I imagine. And still no points for Mercedes this season. The only other team with no points this season so far is Haas, but both of their drivers are still in the race, so a good chance then for at least one of them to finish in the points. And if everybody finishes as it is, at least one of them will get points. So Haas, the situation looking much better and more promising for Haas at the moment. It looks like most people we're all caught up to the safety car, so I imagine the safety car will probably be coming in at the end of this lap. And there we go. As we say it, race control confirms what it was we were thinking. So, safety car will be in this lap. Fine Waldo has been on those medium tyres since the start, and will want to make as clean a getaway as possible. Still weaving at the moment. We're looking to make a good exit, and he's gone. He has bolted. It looks like Josh Gilly is already challenging Elusive. So it looks like Josh Gilly's got the jump on Elusive, and he's on the inside heading into Tamburello. We've seen he's been really good on the outside. How is he on the inside? Doesn't make it stick. Res Goat, 3-second time penalty for Res Goat. And Harjay also gets a 3-second time penalty as well. It looks like Fine Waldo has pulled out a gap there to F1 Nico. 1.3 seconds as it stands. Fizzbung, it looks like Res Goat has dropped down for some reason. Can we jump on board with the Haas? He has spun it out of Tozer. So I don't know if that was a coming together with another driver, but Res Goat has fallen down the order, and that let a lot of people through. And there's all these racers are nose to tail going through sector 2 down into sector 3 towards the last couple of corners. Let's jump on board. Second through to 10th are all really close behind. It's all in a line still. Everyone's managed to stay pretty much in contact. Elusive now, Josh Gilly and Nico battling it out for second place. Elusive looking up the inside, thinks better of it this time around. Josh Gilly not too far behind, coming out of the exit of Tamburello chicane. Can F1 Nico keep them behind? And all of this fighting and squabbling is letting Find Waldo build up a gap. Gap now is 2.8, 2.9 seconds, still growing. So Find Waldo putting the foot to the floor and making a break for it, and that's exactly what you want to do when you have older tires. You want to try and build up a gap to these guys. So it looks like F1 Nico is doing a good job of keeping them behind. Fizzbungle, 3-second time penalty for the Red Bull Racing driver. These guys completely nose to tail following the Aston Martin of F1 Nico. Down now into Ravazza. Will anyone make a move? No, everyone's pretty stationary. They're looking for the DRS straight, but it's going to be a bit of a train. And Elusive, you must think now, there we go, ERS, the DRS has been enabled, and you should think that these guys will be able to get ahead of the Aston Martin driver. Looks like it hasn't been it's not available for this set of corners. And the Aston Martin still behind. It looks like Josh Gilly went a bit wide there, got a bit caught out, but has managed to stay ahead of his championship rival, but has lost a little bit of time there to Elusive. Elusive, trying to put the power down. Really, really anxious to get past that Aston Martin there, but the back end of the car just sliding on the exit of the corner. And you don't want to do that too much, because that will wear the tires out pretty quickly if you keep doing that. So, oh, F1 Nico there just going off line, going off the track, and that's let Josh Gilly and Elusive through. So F1 Nico was putting up a pretty good fight. So we see Fizzbungle go wide out of the chicane, and Josh Gilly now put himself on the inside into Ravazza and has made the move stick on Elusive. So a nice opportunistic move there from the Williams driver and has made it ahead of Elusive, but Elusive will now have DRS and it's going to be very, very hard. Elusive, will he make the move stick? Yes, he does. DRS so powerful around this track, and Elusive gets back ahead. And Fine Waldo, 5.2 seconds now up the road. So Elusive will want to put his head down, put his foot down, and try and chase after that Alfa Romeo. Looks like he's doing a good job of it, going purple in Sector 1. So Elusive and Josh Giddy looks like they are starting to build a gap now to F1 Nico, who still has Beastie and Harjay behind. We're on board on the aerial shot through Acqua Minerale. Well, that's fantastic. Fantastic camera work there from the helicopter. Love that. Bit of helicopter footage. And F1 Nico on those hard tyres. That's a harder compound, is slower than the medium compound, but will last longer. So F1 Nico looking to go deep into this race and maybe put on a set of soft tyres at the end and have a tyre advantage over everybody else. Like weaving on the straight now, trying to break the toe. You don't want to do that too much. Very much dangerous business if you can. Oh, Josh Gilly's made it past Elusive, so Josh Gilly gets back past, and looks like F1 Nico's lost a couple more places now. Beastie and Harjay getting through, and looks like he's under pressure now from Fizzbungle. Phil, have they had a coming together? Fizzbungle there, and he has retired. So was looks like they were side by side going into that chicane, and he has lost the rear end and has put it in the wall and has DNF'd. Will we get a safety car? That will be absolute heartache for Fine Waldo if we do get a safety car, because that lead will go, but it looks like we might be all right. No more safety cars. So those of you who said 2 in the poll, good guessing so far. Looks like we are free of safety cars for now. Let's jump on board with Baggins, who is on the back of F1 Nico. They're both on the same tyres, so this might not be as easy a task to get ahead, but those newer tyres getting him ahead with DRS as well. Looks like Elusive has made his way back past Josh Gilly as well. So these two are now catching up to Fine Waldo. The gap now to the leader is 3.5 seconds. So these two looks like they're working together a little bit, using DRS to catch up to the Alfa Romeo driver, which is good for them. So we are on lap 14 of 32. 10 drivers left in this race. So with 15, 5 have retired due to various things that have happened. But Fine Waldo, who started on the medium tyres, has cycled to the front of the grid, front of the train, because of a safety car. And Harjay now looks like he's making a move. Looks like he's made that DRS move on Beastie. And the Ferrari driver having a much better weekend this weekend. Oh, Beastie really out wide into the gravel. You can see how dirty that's made his tyres. He will have less grip for the next few corners whilst he gets rid of that dirt. So we'll want to take it nice and easy. But you can see RJ is already 3 seconds up the road. So big moment there for Beastie coming out of Tamburello and going across that that gravel trap. But crucially manages to keep it out of the wall. So our championship leader struggling a bit in 5th place. Looks like there is a battle for 9th, or there was going to be a battle for 9th and 8th, but we just jumped on board with Akash and Lucas, who was looking to make a move on Chaz, but has gone wide and through the through the gravel trap. And looks like Harjay is on the move. Fastest lap of the race. Elusive making the pass around the outside, running over those sausage curbs, and Josh Gilly manages to keep pace. And Harjay, that's put Harjay in the Ferrari right on the back of these two as they're still squabbling, going down into Toza. Josh Gilly on the inside, Elusive on the outside. Who will get the better exit? It looks like they're still side by side. The game does not know who to put in. Josh Gilly has the inside and will keep the place. But wheel to wheel, side by side racing here in HLR, we love to see it. Coming up the hill now into Variante Alta through the chicane, turns 14 and 15, now down the hill through 16 into 17 and 18 of Ravazza. And looks like that squabble has given Waldo, Fine Waldo, a bit more breathing room. The gap was up to 4 seconds now, 3.9. Elusive will have DRS on Josh Gilly. Let's jump on board. Oh, not quite enough space to get it done, and breaks out of the move. Will he try and set himself up for a move into Tosa? Taking a tighter line than Josh through Villeneuve chicane. Oh, and trying to get the power down just a little bit too early there. And we've already seen Elusive do that at Tosa as well. And that has cost him some time. And Harjay now is right on the back. The Ferrari driver will be looking to make a move and currently has the fastest lap of the race. So definitely some pace there for Ferrari. And it looks like he doesn't even have a helmet on. Where's his helmet gone? That's mad. I've never seen that before. Look at that. No helmet. So reckless driving there from Harjay, driving without a helmet on. And will he be able to make a move? Pretty close on the back of Elusive, and Elusive's not going to have DRS from Josh Gilly in front as Little Chaz picks up 3 seconds of time penalties. Harjay going to the outside and has already made the move before they get to Tamburello. So Harjay up into the podium places and will look to be chasing down Josh Gilly now. And has Elusive, we've seen him spin up the rear tyres a few times already. Has he taken too much out of those tyres already? That is something we will need to keep an eye on, but he is losing ground to Harjay, so what you want to try and keep within DRS range because it's so powerful, but will he be able to do that? Let's jump on board with the AlphaTauri driver, see how it's sounding for him. Okay, that was a much tidier chicane. It looks like he's gained a bit of ground on Harjay. And as long as the final 3 corners are good, he should have DRS down the home straight. Meanwhile, Josh Gilly has now reeled in Find Waldo, only 1.6 seconds behind now. Elusive going to the outside and makes the pass around the outside of Harjay before they get to Tamburello chicane. So Elusive back up into third now But it looks like Josh, Elusive, Harjay, they all have similar pace. They're all using DRS to get by each other and then back again. So it's going to be a very, very interesting end to the race when we get there. Lap 19 of 32. And we are over halfway done now of this race. And it's going to be very, very interesting when we get to the end of this race to see how these guys fare and what the finishing order will be, because they look to have pretty similar pace. Harjay going wide there on the exit of that chicane. Don't want to do that too many times because you will get an invalidation and potential time penalty added onto your time. Harjay does already have some penalties, so he is at a little bit of a disadvantage in these at the moment. 6 seconds worth of disadvantage has Harjay got as he's closing up to the back of Elusive, Ace, and Josh Gilly's pretty close now to Fine Waldo. Looks much more assured on those fresher medium tyres than the Alfa Romeo in front, looking to get a good exit out of Tosa and up towards Piratella through the fast left-handers over the crest and then down the hill into Acqua Minerale. This 3-corner sequence closing right up to the back of the Alfa Romeo. A little bit of a snap there, manages to correct it, and looks like Fine Waldo has conceded that place to Josh Gilly. So Josh Gilly back up into the lead of the race. And is it time for a pit stop from Fine Waldo? You probably want to get a little bit further so you can stick the soft tyres on. But Fine Waldo, no, after building a 5-second lead, has been caught by these very quick runners and is starting to drop down the pack. Looks like he's kept on the back of Josh Gilly though, using that DRS to his advantage. That will pull him along. He might be able to save some fuel as well. Running in DRS, you can lift off. When you have DRS, it makes it that much easier to just lift off as you get to the corner. But no throttle through and save a bit of fuel, brake a little bit later. So you could be doing that, and that also helps you preserve the life of your tyres as well. So being in the DRS train does help with that, and Fine Waldo will want to do that to be able to jump a number of the other cars that are going around. And I don't know what's happened there, but Beastie has DNF from the race. I don't know if we saw that or not. Let's just take a clip. But I did not see what happened there. But Beastie has had a moment after Acqua Minerale and has put it in the wall. And that is the championship leader, current championship leader, out of the race. So big points to be won here. And Josh Gilly will be very happy with that from a point standing, because he is the closest challenger. And looks like Elusive getting good exit from Tamburello into Villeneuve, riding the corner, the curb right on the exit of Villeneuve there into Tosa. And again, so Elusive is really, really struggling with those rear tyres. We've seen them at least 3 times, maybe 4 times, spin up those rear tyres, especially out of Tosa, and that will not be doing those tyres any good at all. We did see a notification coming out from Baggins saying that he had the fastest lap of the race. So good pace there from the Haas driver. Both of them now. There's only 9 runners left. Everyone will be guaranteed points if they finish. So it looks like if these guys from Haas finish, they will get their first points of the season. So that's good news for Haas. Gunther will be very happy indeed. Looks like the closest battle on track at the moment is Little Chaz and Kayoshin Lucas. We jumped on board with the Red Bull driver earlier on, just as he was having a bit of an off moment after following Chaz, but has managed to catch back up to the sister team car and is within a second. So we will jump on board with these guys. Another 3-second time penalty for Chaz. That brings his total up to 12 for the race. 12 seconds. So it looks like Kaish and Lucas, as long as he gets a good exit out of Rivazza and is in the DRS range, he should be able to make a move on little Chaz. Let's have a look. It looks like he's a little bit too far behind on this occasion, going through turns 2, 3 and 4. Looks like he's struggling a little bit with some top end speed, and Chaz is able to pull away still. So this might be a long battle for the Red Bull driver. Harjay has been given another 3-second time penalty. So Harjay, who is currently in 4th, is losing 9 seconds, and that would put him at the moment into 6th, I think. Yes, it would put him into 6th. So Harjay needs to keep it on the track, but just set the fastest lap of the race, so 1:16.6. So going pretty quick, but if you've got the corners to go quick, you'll only end up hampering yourself in the process. So Kaish and Lucas will have the DRS, and it's opened going down the straight. Will he be able to pass the AlphaTauri of little Chaz? Little Chaz going to the outside, having a sniff down the inside, doesn't quite pull it off, and little Chaz stays in 7th on the track for now. Josh Gilly is in the lead of this race, 1.8 seconds ahead of Elusive. And F1 Nico is up into 3rd, 21 seconds behind the pair. Looks like Harjay is closing in, and he is nose to tail on the back of the Aston Martin, looking for a cut back down the outside, and now up the inside he has those fresh soft tires on, and Nico, I think, is he still on those old hard tires? No wonder he's been caught pretty dramatically by Harjay, as Harjay sets another fast lap. Looking up the inside, oh, they've touched wheels, and F1 Nico's gone off the track as he collected Harjay. He's in the wall. Cheeky reset to track there, and he is off. But another another driver off into Tamburello, and Harjay is up into 3rd now, but does still have 9 seconds of penalties. Fine Waldo has now come into the pits and put soft tyres on, so will Fine Waldo be able to use that tyre advantage that he now has and catch up to the leaders? Potentially not. There are about 23 seconds behind the leaders, but looking good for a podium place is Fine Waldo in the Alfa Romeo. So that's good. So it's lap 26 of 32 around Imola. Josh Gilly is currently in the lead in the Williams, currently 2nd in the championship standings, and crucially, the championship leader, Beastie, is out of the race. Had an incident out the exit of that very corner and put it in the wall, and that has meant now that Josh Gilly, if he wins this race, will be able to pull 25 points on his championship rival, which will put him very much back into contention chasing down the Williams driver is elusive in the AlphaTauri. I think maybe first race, maybe second race in HLR, but doing a very good job, having a lot of battles, especially with Josh and Harjay, and also Beastie whilst he was still on track. Currently 1.7 seconds behind and is chasing down the Williams driver. Currently in third is Harjay in the Ferrari. One of the favourites pre-season. Has found it hard to get points and finish consistently, but looking good in third at the moment. But crucially has 9 seconds worth of time penalties, and so that will drop him back. So he will be looking to use these fresh soft tyres to be able to pull a gap big enough so that he keeps his third place with after those penalties are applied at the end of the race. Fine Waldo started lower down the grid, started on the medium compound tyres, managed to work his way up into first after an early safety car, and managed to even hanging out with some of the quicker guys, Josh Gilly, Elusive, RJ and Beastie. Managed to build a 5-second gap before getting caught when those medium tyres started to go off. Has now pitted, put on the fresh set of rubber, and is keeping tabs with Harjay. As long as he keeps within 9 seconds of Harjay, he will be grabbing a podium. So a fantastic drive from the Alfa Romeo driver to do that. In 5th place, we have Baggins, currently on the medium compound tyres, 8 seconds behind Waldo. A bit of a lonely race, is 39 seconds ahead of his next driver, who is F1 Nico, and is doing well and looking to pick up Haas's first points of the season. F1 Nico briefly saw a period whilst he was in second place after the safety cars, because he started on the hard compound tyres. It's now coming to the pits. He has the soft tyres on now and is looking to try and keep Kaio Shin Lucas behind, and will jump on board with the Red Bull driver, see if he can make a move into Tamburello. He cannot this time around, but looking pretty racy on the back as we see a fastest lap from Little Chaz. Kaio Shin Lucas then. I think first race in HLR, doing all right so far. Currently in 7th place. Currently had some fresh soft tyres on and is chasing down F1 Nico. I'm getting pretty close now. That's probably the closest we've seen him here for a while. And coming up into Variante Alta, the chicane, a very tricky chicane, very easy to run it wide there and have a moment. And looks like he is pretty close now to the back of F1 Nico, down into Ravazzo. We'll want to keep it nice and tidy here. Get on the power nice and early as you can to maximize your straight line speed. Coming up through past the pit lane up onto the main straight, and looks like he is trying to make a move maybe down the inside. Yes, he's picked the inside. Nico's picked the outside. Has he got that move done? Side by side into Tamburello. Oh, F1 Nico really not wanting to yield that place. And you have to say, Kaio Shin Lucas did enough to make that corner his, and maybe discretion is the better part of valor. And F1 Nico probably should have backed out of that one and just had a bit of a spin. Now 1.5 seconds behind the Red Bull. And Little Chaz, who's just at the fastest lap of the race, is closing in. Little Chaz started well in this race, qualified third, dropped down to 4th at the start, but was keeping pace with the front runners, and then had a moment through, I believe it was Tamburello, and went off the track, fell down the order, and it's just been going from bad to worse, picking up time penalty after time penalty. 18 seconds in total, the AlphaTauri driver, but there's definitely some pace there because he's just set the fastest lap. And then Rezko is our last runner at the moment. Has had a difficult race so far, only 34 seconds behind Little Chaz. 18 seconds of time penalties as well, but it's okay if you can keep it on the racetrack because there will be some guaranteed points. It looks like F1 Nico has just managed to get back past Kaiser Lucas. We missed that one as we were talking through our grid and going through the runners in the field, and we're on the penultimate lap of the race now. Kaishin looking to try and make that move on track, even though the current penalties that he has will drop him behind the Aston Martin driver. But there's every chance that Nico could pick up some extra penalties in the race, so it's always worth giving it a go. Plus the on-track bragging rights that you can get from finishing ahead of somebody in the race before penalties. So we'll keep an eye on that battle. But here's Josh Gilly. He's pulled out 4.1 seconds ahead of Elusive. Looks like he's kept that pace up and has pulled away from the AlphaTauri. Elusive has made did make a good attempt to try and keep up and try and make some passes. Lots of passes between Josh and Elusive. And some really good entertaining racing from the two, but Josh Gilly just had a little bit more today this time around, and he will get looks like he will get the win of this race. No time penalties for the Williams driver, same with Elusive, as Fine Waldo makes it past Harjay on track. Has Harjay spun it? He may have spun it. Now we've just gotten a green flag from Sector 1, so it looks like Harjay's had a moment. Fine Waldo has now gained third position on track, but it's all about Josh Gilly coming through Variante Alta for the last time, the last lap of the Imola Grand Prix, and we will be waiting for him, and he will be taking the checkered flag as long as he keeps it nice and clean, and he does. Josh Gilly for Williams wins the Imola Grand Prix. Well done to Josh. Elusive takes second. And, oh my word. Little Chaz crashes into the back of Elusive Ace as they cross the line. There he is on track. Wheel hanging off. Fine Waldo. A fantastic drive from the Alfa Romeo driver, finishes third. Fourth is Harjay. At the moment, will Baggins be able to nick ahead? Yes, he will. So Baggins finishes fourth. Harjay misses out on that and finishes fifth. Kaishin Lucas has made it past F1 Nico again, so we'll just jump on board with the battles. We're waiting for everybody to cross the finish line. But with 12 seconds of penalties, looks like he will fall back, and another 3 seconds there. 15 seconds of penalties for the Red Bull driver. So it looks like F1 Nico, even though he will cross the line 7th on track, will gain 6th position. So Kaishin Lucas crosses the line. Little Chaz is still there on the pit straight with his wheel hanging off, and that's been the Imola Grand Prix. Fantastic Grand Prix with some really good wheel-to-wheel racing, especially from Josh Gilly and Elusive, Beastie as well. So a fantastic race there. So Josh Gilly wins, picks up 25 points and closes in the gap to the championship leader, who did crash out of this race. That's Beastie. So well done to Josh Gilly for taking the win in Imola. So there are your final standings for the provisional race results. Josh Gilly finishes in first, Elusive in second, Fine Waldo in third after starting 10th. A fantastic effort from him. And then starting 11th but finishing fourth is Baggins for Haas's first points of the season. Harjay finishes in fifth, bringing home some valuable points for Ferrari. F1 Nico finishes in sixth. Kaish and Lucas finishes in seventh. Little Chaz finishes in eighth with the fastest lap, so an extra point for him. Resco finishes in ninth. And then Beastie, Bizbungle, FTR Dax, Jezzy, Vanus, and Shia all did not finish this race. So there we go. That has been our race. It's been fantastic to have you join us live. And if you're watching this back again on YouTube, a special hello to you. Thank you very much for watching this stream. Next week, we are sticking around in Italy, but we are going to Monza. So we will be racing around that very famous and historic track, another famous and historic track, next weekend at 7:30 there or thereabouts on Saturday next weekend. So do stay tuned for that and come back. It'll be very happy to have you with us on the stream or in the videos afterwards for that. So yeah, looking forward to that race next week. Thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations once again to Josh Gilly on the win.